What is up, guys? Marcellus Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, here to educate you on health, fitness, social well-being. Today, guys, we're talking about calories in versus calories out.
I am the greatest.
Someone look color. Someone look color. Someone look dash. Someone look color.
All right, so some of you may be wondering why I'm going over this because I've mentioned this in different videos before when we're talking about calories in versus calories out. I've explained how calories work, how macros work, how in order to put on weight, you have to be in a caloric surplus, how in order to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit, that this is an established fact. Science proves it, all the research and evidence proves it. It's just how our bodies work physiologically. It's simply energy in versus energy out. At the end of the day, that's it. What we eat matters in terms of health, as far as, our micronutrition, things like that, but how much you eat as far as your total caloric intake is what's going to determine body composition as far as if you're going to gain weight or build muscle or lose weight and burn fat. That should be done and established. The thing is, a lot of you guys keep asking me these different questions about all these different diets and things like that, and like, oh, but when I went to this diet and started only eating these types of foods, that, oh, look, I started losing weight, things like that. And in a previous video, I addressed how the reason that is, guys, is because people who tend to quote unquote eat cleaner foods or whole foods, people forget that those foods are usually less calories, they're less calorically dense, right? At the end of the day, guys, if you eat like a ham and cheese sandwich at home, it's probably going to be less calories than a burger from McDonald's. But the fact is, if you eat enough of those, sandwiches to equal the same amount of calories as your meal from McDonald's, you will see no change as far as the weight effect on different individuals. Why? Because you're eating the same total calories. So I've explained that before. What I really want to address right now, guys, is things when it comes to like ketogenic diets and all these other special diets and things like that. And because people seem to get this mindset that these diets suddenly change the rules or change your physiology to where oh, the calories in versus calories out doesn't matter. I can eat more calories this way. And guys, that's simply not true. There's been tons of research done on this already, tons of studies, and they've already proven that that's not true. And actually, all factors being equal, in different lab studies they've done, assuming that protein and calories taken in are equal, the people who are eating carbs tend to actually lose weight a lot, more weight faster in the long run compared to the people on the ketogenic diet. Now, with that being said, they've also found that people on ketogenic diets tend to have better control of their appetites. They don't get as hungry on the ketogenic diet. So because of that, guys, think about it. If you have better control of your appetite and you're not as hungry, you're not going to eat as much. Therefore, you're going to have less calories. Therefore, you're probably going to lose weight. That's how that goes. As well as understanding the fact, though, guys, that people have to keep this in mind when it comes to the ketogenic diets. A lot of people say, well, look, I'm tracking my calories, right? I'm still taking, I was taking in 3,000 calories eating normally with carbs, stuff like that. Now I'm taking in 3,000 calories on a ketogenic diet, which is high fats and proteins, and look, I'm losing weight, whereas when I was doing the carbs with the same calories, I wasn't losing weight. And they've explained this too, guys, in different research studies. That's why I said you have to understand, first of all, guys, you have to understand that when you're tracking calories, that's hard to actually be completely accurate with. Especially when you're going to fast food restaurants and things like that, guys. Keep in mind, those things are they're giving you an estimate, a rough estimate. Think about it. If you take 2 boxes of chicken nuggets from McDonald's or any place, do you think that it's literally the exact same amount in each box? You know what I'm saying? Look, I know you guys, one day opened up a box of chicken nuggets and man, this piece is stupid small, or you get a crazy big piece. So it's not like it's the exact, right? It's more like an average. Really, whenever you look at a package or a label of something, especially when it comes to more processed, refined foods like that, you probably, let's say it says it's 200 calories. It's probably anywhere from 150 to 250, maybe even 300 calories per serving. Because like I said, it's just giving you a rough estimate. Now granted, so long as you can track consistently, it still works in the sense of, okay, if I tried this many calories, it doesn't work, so I'm going to adjust the number a little bit and see how that works. So that still works, guys, but it's understanding that whereas you may be thinking that you're eating 2,000 calories, you may actually be eating 2,500 calories if you're eating a lot of refined carbs and things like that. That's the thing, guys, you can't think of all carbs the same. A home cooked meal, with rice, for example, is not the same thing as going out and eating a Pop-Tart or something like that, right? It's not going to be the same because one is going to be a lot more accurate as far as the calories than what the other one's going to be. And that's the thing, guys. Think about it. Most people go on ketogenic diets. What do they start doing? They cook a lot more at home, right? Why? Because you kind of have to, because there's carbs in almost everything if you go eat out a lot of stuff like that. So if you're really trying to have, be on a low or no carb diet and have mostly fats and proteins like that, you're gonna start cooking a whole lot more at home. So even though you may say, oh look, I'm taking the same amount of calories as I was when I was eating carbs, but I'm losing weight, you're probably taking in less calories, because whereas on the ketogenic diet, if you say you're taking in, say, 3,000 calories, you're probably actually taking in an actual 3,000 calories or close to it. Whereas if you were going out and eating a lot and having a lot of refined carbs, you probably weren't taking an actual 3,000 calories. Even though that's what the label said, you were probably having a little bit more than that, guys. And that's why you're losing weight. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're on a ketogenic diet or a normal diet, whatever diet, it's calories in versus calories out. I'm not saying this to bash the ketogenic diet. And I actually have a friend, Jimmy, from his channel, The Aesthetic Professional, and I'll actually put that in the description down below, because he's actually doing like a test right now himself over the ketogenic diet and things like that, and he's going to be sharing his results with you guys. But even he's already established that, as far as he still knows, understands, calories in versus calories out is the way to go. He's just testing things with the ketogenic diet to kind of see like how that works. But even with him, I would be willing to guess that if he is finding that he's eating the same amount of calories, even more calories, but still losing weight, it's very possible that it's just because, once again, that accurate tracking, you know, it's a lot easier to track things when you can measure it all out at home versus if you're like, you know, eating out a lot and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make that clear, guys. At the end of the day, you cannot refute or dispute this. It's done. It's a scientific established fact. Calories in versus calories out. That's it. It's just like progressive overload. You can't argue with it. Now, are there people who will be out there who still will claim, hey, I'm taking in this many calories on this diet? Yes, but guys, I've already explained to you. Let's be real. Most people in the fitness industry, unfortunately, they don't care about you. They don't care about your best interest. They don't care about truth or reality. They care about selling something. If I can convince you that, hey, you can eat as much as you want with no regard to calories on this special diet, who wouldn't want to hop on that? It's just about money at the end of the day, guys. It's sad, it's unfortunate, but that's the way that it goes. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I want to say on that topic. Like I said, I've already addressed this before in my video when I talked about, you know, the proper way to train abs and fit your macros. And I'll link that down below. And I'll also link down below, once again, my video over how to discern valid fitness information from BS, because I feel like that applies to this so much, guys. Especially when I talked about how, hey, people can get a certain result in spite of doing something, not necessarily because they're doing something. You have to be able to look at all the factors that go into something. And that's what I mean, guys. Like, understand this. It's like, I'm not bashing ketogenic diet. I'm not bashing any type of diet. At the end of the day, the diet that you can stick to, that you enjoy, that you can adhere to, that's going to be the best diet for you based upon your goals. My thing is understanding why a certain diet works. Ketogenic diets don't work because, oh, there's no carbs, so that just magically goes against all laws of science, physiology, which means I can just eat however much fat and protein I want and not have to worry about, you know, gaining weight. That's not how that works, guys. It's just not. People are overweight due to a surplus of calories and a sedentary lifestyle. That's it. If you want to lose weight, be active, be in a caloric deficit. It's as simple as that. There's no way around that. And it's just understanding that, look at why some of these diets work. It's not necessarily because of like what's being eaten so much as it's the quantity, how much. Like, think about it. Most people, especially if you take someone where, let's say they don't even track calories. Let's just say they go from eating fats, carbs, and proteins to where they just cut their carbs out completely, cut their carbs really low. Well, then of course you're going to start losing weight automatically. Well, because you're taking in less total calories, because you're taking in less total carbs, whether you're tracking or not. So I just wanted to make that clear, guys. This is not to bash any type of diet. It's not to bash ketosis or anyone that's on a ketogenic diet. I don't care at the end of the day. So long as what you're doing is working for you, I just want you guys to understand why it works for you, and to not get to the point where you just buy into anything that anybody says when it literally goes against science, facts, guys. This isn't something that even needs to be disputed. And outside of the YouTube world, this isn't disputed, guys. Like I said, this has been done, set, and established. No actual like scientist or exercise physiologist or anyone who's done like all these labs and research studies is gonna sit here and tell you that it's not calories in versus calories out. They can tell you why some of these diets work in terms of how the, you know, it's easier to maybe be in a caloric deficit and things like that, but none of them are gonna tell you that, yes, on this diet, calories don't matter, because that's insane. Like, it's just not true. But that's it, guys. This is kind of more of a rant video than anything. I hope it didn't come across too harsh or anything like that, but it's just something that I want to remind you guys of, because I've been getting a lot of questions about this like this past week for whatever reason. I'm not even sure why. So rather than continue to give the same answer over and over to different people, just putting in this video so that it can be addressed to everybody. That's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below. Let me know that you did. If you did not enjoy it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch y'all later.
I am the greatest.
Come on, look color.